Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Heat is our big story again today. It's likely to feel like up to 103 this afternoon as the kids are getting off the bus. I'll show you when we'll start to bring these temperatures down.
And video you will only see on WRAL, a school bus passing a tractor and then going off the road in a no passing zone. The answers we are pushing for from the Johnston County schools this morning.
And safety concerns around a Go Raleigh bus station downtown. The update we expect from transportation leaders today. A lot to tell you about here on this Wednesday morning, the weirdly spelled day of the week, Wednesday. I'm Renee Chill.
I'm Jeff Hogan. What brought that?
I don't know. It's Wednesday.
It is. It's Wednesday. Second day of school for a lot of folks, Wake County included there. And they're already at midweek, so look at them go. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRS Severe Weather Center. It is going to be extremely hot today, Elizabeth.
It is. We got a couple of really hot days today and tomorrow, and then we're going to start to see a pattern change that'll bring our temperatures down at least a little bit heading into the holiday weekend. A live look at downtown Raleigh. Skies are clear right now. It is warmer and more humid than it was yesterday. 75 is our temperature. Our dew point 69, and you know that's almost 70, and 70 does not feel comfortable. I thought it kind of felt okay out there this morning, but definitely not the refreshing feel that we had last week. 71 Southern Pines and Clinton, 75 Durham, a lone 66 up there in Roxborough. That hour-by-hour heat index again looks like this. Lunchtime around 91, but it will feel like triple digits for a while. We got to get all the way to 7 o'clock before it doesn't feel like triple digits anymore. Today does stay dry. Our actual high temperature will be up around 98, which is close to a record high this afternoon. Tomorrow, we get into a chance of showers and storms. Now, this is a pattern that starts tomorrow and continues through the weekend. So I'll show you when we'll likely see the wettest days to come in just a few minutes.
This morning, we are pushing Johnston County schools for answers about this video you will see only on WRAL. A driver's dash cam caught a school bus passing several cars and then a tractor in a no passing zone in Smithfield. The bus even veered off Brogden Road in the process. The timestamp on this video shows this happened around 2:50 yesterday afternoon. It shows a tractor taking up too much of the road before a bus labeled as Johnston County School Bus number 271 passes it in a no passing zone. The driver who captured the video did not want to go on camera. Other parents we showed the video to said it was shocking.
I feel like this is very unsafe. I don't think that, look at that car pulling off on the side of the road.
A spokesperson for the Johnston County Public Schools told WRAL it is working to verify if the bus belongs to the district. It's unclear if any children were on that bus when it happened.
Today, we'll get an update about safety concerns near a Go Raleigh bus station. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from downtown Raleigh. Laura, this comes after a jump in reported crimes.
Renee, good morning. It was about 3 weeks ago when I was here at the Go Raleigh bus station speaking with people about some of the concerns they have within this area. That was after a bus driver was stabbed 2 blocks away. That same weekend, a woman was attacked by someone with a knife here at the station. These crime scenes right here playing out, becoming too familiar for this section of downtown. A WRAL data trackers pulled Raleigh police crime statistics from the past 6 years for the 4 blocks surrounding the bus station here. They found more crimes have been reported in the first 7 months of 2024 than in the same time period over the past 6 years. Crimes reported to RPD in those 4 blocks from January through July of this year are up 8% over last year and up 218% over 2019.
Do you feel safe riding the bus?
Sometimes not, but I try to stay to myself. Stay out of the way. Don't confront anybody.
This year, 68 assaults have been reported so far. We know this meeting with the safety director, Jimmy Price. This is with Go Triangle. So they're going to discuss not only issues here in Raleigh, but in Durham as well. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
A man is facing charges after a jet ski accident in Wake County. It happened at the Harris Lake boat ramp yesterday afternoon. Officers say Rafael Suero was driving a jet ski when he hit another jet ski. Suero and a woman on the other jet ski swam to shore. They were treated for minor injuries. Suero is charged with reckless operation of a vessel.
Today, we'll get a better look at the future of downtown Raleigh. Local economic leaders will meet for the annual State of Downtown to discuss this year's growth and look ahead to the future. A highlight of this year's gathering will be the release of the Economic Development Strategy for downtown Raleigh. The 5-year plan outlines big ideas and opportunities for investing in downtown Raleigh's future. The event gets started at 1:45 this afternoon at Martin Marietta Center for the Performing Arts. Tickets will be available at the door. Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, are kicking off a bus tour today in Georgia. This marks their first public event since the Democratic National Convention last week in Chicago. It's the first time they've campaigned together in Georgia, a key battleground state. Harris will also headline a solo rally in Savannah tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, Harris and Walz will sit down for their first joint interview in the 2024 campaign. The interview will air on CNN at 9 p.m.
Republican vice presidential nominee Senator J.D. Vance will be in Wisconsin tonight. Plans to speak about the economy, inflation, and energy at an event near Green Bay. His visit there to Wisconsin comes a day before former President Donald Trump plans to be there for a town hall.
Today marks 1 year since a shooting on UNC Chapel Hill's campus killed a professor. The bell tower on campus will chime at 1:15 this afternoon in honor of Tzu Yin. The associate professor was shot and killed at Caudle Labs on South Road last year. The man accused of shooting him, graduate student Tylay Chi, is at a mental health facility at Butner Prison. The university is working to put new safety measures in place since that shooting. It hired an outside agency to review its actions and preparedness. Among the recommendations are active shooter and emergency training for faculty and staff, and technology to lock offices and classrooms from the inside.
A Sanford man is in jail this morning, charged with shooting and killing a 27-year-old man at his home. Gilbert Stone is charged with murder and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Henry Stone was found dead inside a home on Blackberry Lane yesterday morning. We're working to learn if he and Gilbert are related. Gilbert is being held without bond at the Lee County Jail.
More students will be moving on to St. Augustine's campus today, but the university's enrollment is far lower than what it was just a few years ago. Interim President Marcus Burgess told WRAL the school expects to have around 200 students for the school year. That's only about a fifth of what enrollment was 2 years ago. The big drop comes as St. Aug has faced a series of financial challenges as well as issues with its accreditation. The first day of the fall semester was delayed by 2 weeks from August 19th to September 3rd.
Wake County students are back in the classroom, and the district says keeping your child cool is a top priority. Maintenance workers say about half of all emergency work orders they received over the past year were HVAC related. However, they say understaffing makes it difficult to keep up. The school board is calling for a plan to address these issues.
So it seems like we're always putting out a fire rather than being proactive.
Staffers say nearly 50% of their chiller units need to be replaced or will need to be replaced in the next 5 years.
There are more mental health resources available for parents and students in Wake County this school year. Wake School says reaching out for help is the most crucial step. Parents can find a list of available local resources on the district's website. You can also find ways to help your child cope with common stressors.
New this morning, the planned launch of SpaceX Polaris Dawn mission has been postponed again. That launch that was scheduled for this morning was put on hold because of concerns about weather. The launch had already been postponed from Tuesday morning to today because of the discovery of a helium leak. This is the launch pad right there, live Cape Canaveral, Florida. A 4-person crew is hoping to conduct its first ever spacewalk by private astronauts. The next launch attempt has not been scheduled.
Today, Governor Roy Cooper is set to give the keynote address at the 2024 North Carolina Conference for Women. It's hosted by the NC Council for Women. This year's theme is the status of women in tomorrow's NC. The event is held at NC State's McKimmon Center on Gorman Street in Raleigh.
2 Delta employees were killed on the job. The tire explosion at the Atlanta airport.
And the 2024 Paralympics kick off today in Paris. A member of Team USA from Fayetteville tells us who she credits for encouraging her to compete.
And it's a live look in Clinton. Good morning to you. We're going to have another day of high heat. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will tell us how close we're getting to records.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It's, a little on the warm side as you step outside this morning. Durham at 75, and the lights are still up there at the DBAP. The Durham Bulls are at home this week. A lot of fun events happening. They're doing something different every night. It's always fun there. Raleigh 75, 74 in Fayetteville. So no matter where you go, it's a little warmer than it was this time yesterday. 73 in Lewisburg, 71 Southern Pines. It is 69 in Irwin, 75 degrees in Goldsboro right now. Checking our school day forecast, it'll be in the 70s as the kids are headed out to the bus this morning. But as they come home, 98 is our record for today, so we could easily tie the record high. And of course, with the heat index, it'll feel even hotter than that. Coming up, we're going to talk about the big pattern change that'll drop our temperatures a little bit by the holiday weekend.
Good morning, Chris Levingood here on the WRAL Live Center. Looking at some storm damage that happened in Minnesota. You're looking at video right now in Minneapolis where the trees are down. There's some power outages being reported. There was also some damage at the state fair there, even injuring one employee. That eventually, we know that the fair opened a little late, but it's had some rides closed because of all of this here. In terms of outages, I have this map that I brought up here from poweroutage.us. Oh, let's see. I think I may have hit the wrong there. There we go. So right now, about 32,000 people are without power, mostly in the southern part of Minnesota. But you see there, Hennepin County, where Minneapolis is, 14,000 people without power.
Thanks, Chris. AT&T says a software issue that caused a service outage for some wireless customers has been resolved. An AT&T spokesperson says the outage was not nationwide. Officials in Tennessee, Florida, Arkansas, and California all reported last night that an AT&T outage was affecting 911 service. AT&T has not said what caused the problem.
A Utah woman accused of killing her husband and later writing a children's book about grief will go on trial for murder and other charges. A judge ruled Corey Richens is fit to stand trial. She's accused of killing her husband, Eric, with a fentanyl overdose in 2022. A year later, she published a book about navigating grief after the loss of a loved one. She pleaded not guilty to all charges in a Utah courtroom Tuesday. Her trial is set to begin in April.
Federal officials are investigating after a tire explosion inside a maintenance shop at the Atlanta airport left 2 workers dead. A third is badly hurt. The workers were in the maintenance facility near the airport's international terminal when the explosion happened. A Delta employee and a contractor were killed. A spokesperson for Delta says the tire was being disassembled at the time. It was not attached to an airplane. OSHA is investigating what happened. The FAA is also in communication with Delta.
Several child safety watchdog groups say before Telegram's CEO was arrested in France, the app had largely ignored warnings about child abuse sexual material on that platform. Officials with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children told NBC Telegram has a reputation for its lack of content moderation and prevention of child sexual exploitation activity on the app. Telegram CEO Pavel Durov remains in the custody of French authorities after his arrest over the weekend.
This is a live look in Paris, where in just a few hours, the 2024 Paralympic Games will officially get underway. We'll try to get you that view in just a moment. But first, we'll talk. Here it is. Look at the Arc de Triomphe. How beautiful it is. More than 4,000 athletes from around the world will compete in 22 sports over the next 2 weeks. The opening ceremony will kick off the Games this afternoon. The ceremony will be held outside of a stadium, which is the first for the Paralympics. You can watch the ceremony this afternoon, starting at 2 o'clock our time on Peacock.
One of the stars of Team USA is from Fayetteville. Heather Erickson is one of the most decorated volleyball players in North Carolina history. She won gold in the 2016 and 2020 Paralympics. Erickson was born with a bone that prevented her leg from fully developing and needed an amputation when she was 9 years old. She tells WRAL North Carolina played a big role in getting her interested in sitting volleyball.
North Carolina actually flew me out and paid to fly me out to my first camp to give me the option and the availability to go and enjoy the sport and get introduced to it. And then from there, I made the team and I competed in Beijing when I was a sophomore in high school.
Erickson credits her principal at Jack Britt High School for encouraging her to travel the world through sport.
It is 4:47 and school is now in full swing all across the viewing area, and so is the heat. Oh, Elizabeth, yesterday afternoon just felt terrible, and we're in for more heat and humidity today.
We are today and tomorrow, and then gradually begins to ease up just a little bit. And if you'd love to see some cooler temperatures, I'll show you when we'll be back to that, which is good to know. It's right around the corner. We'll take a live look at Raleigh this morning, where skies are clear. It's 75 degrees with a dew point of 69. Again, this is the measure of moisture in the atmosphere, and it gets up closer to 70, and it starts to feel pretty oppressive out there. We have the top of the tower lit in blue for clear skies this morning, and I love this photo. Kathleen Ganser sent us this Fox Lake, which is down near Clinton, and you can see this pond with the fog, and we did have some foggy conditions around Clinton yesterday, and we may see some of that redeveloping this morning. So far, there's no sign of it, but I'll let you know if it's something that could affect your commute this morning. Go to WRAL.com, search Weather Watchers, and send us some of your photos. Around town, it's going to be a hot one. 98 in Raleigh, 97 Durham, 96 in Fayetteville. Lots of sunshine. We stay dry one more day before we move into a wetter pattern. 87 is our normal high, so we're above normal all the way through Sunday, but we do get closer to normal. Starting Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're in the low 90s compared to 87 for the normal high. By tomorrow and Friday, we're bouncing right on up into tropical in terms of the way it feels outside, and that does continue through the weekend. Even though the temperatures will drop a little bit, we're going to continue to have some tropical moisture because we're going to see a wetter pattern, so more moisture in the atmosphere. Feeling like 104 today, 106 for tomorrow, and then up around 100 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's a subtle break that we'll have from the heat. Again, 87 is our normal high. Today we could tie the record. Our forecast is 98 and the record is 98. Tomorrow our forecast is 98 and the record is 100. So we're looking, very close to it. If it seems like a lot of 90-plus degree days this year, it is. Our yearly average is 45, and we've hit 60. We have more of those to come in our forecast this week. The record, though, is 91 days. That was back in 2010, and it doesn't look like that we'll see that. I mean, I guess we could, but that's a lot more days. So hopefully we're not going to get too close to that record. College football kicks off tomorrow. UNC plays at Minnesota on Fox 50 at 8 o'clock. Western Carolina plays at NC State at 7, and Elon plays at Duke on Friday at 7:30. We are getting into a wetter pattern, so there's going to be a better chance for storms, and we'll talk more about how much we could see in the timeline. But this is my favorite graphic of the day. Look at this. That first week of September, we should be back to below average temperatures, and we begin that. You can see it showing up on the 7-day forecast. 89 for the holiday and 83 on Tuesday.
Thanks, Elizabeth. The show Yellow Jackets is filming its third season now. The actor who has been added to the cast.
Plus, the opportunity for you to give your thoughts about renovations at a popular Apex park.
Students at 4 Nash County schools will have access to free after-school childcare. A grant of nearly $1.5 million will make that possible in some of the most rural parts of the county. WRAL's Heidi Kirk reports it'll give some students opportunities to change their lives.
Quentin Pulley calls himself a Nash County kid.
I'm standing in front of the house I grew up in.
The very house where he's now raising his own 2 kids. Pulley's first grader will be one of 160 kids in southern Nash County admitted into a new after-school program. It's the only option for after-school care without a cost in that region.
I work a lot of times, and my wife, she's doing a lot of the kid stuff, buying the groceries, picking the kids up from school, taking them to school. So I think it not only opens the door for her to be able to do a lot more activities after school.
He says it will also give his 6-year-old more resources he's never had access to.
Small town people, we work hard, but sometimes you just can't afford certain things. And you want to do the best you can for your kids, including me.
The principal at Spring Hope Elementary tells students will be identified for the program based on need. In partnership with the Rocky Mount Boys and Girls Club, students will receive a free meal, access to homework help, and exposure to industry professionals.
A program like this can change a whole child's life.
WRAL News found many law enforcement agencies have seen an increase in youth violence over the last several years. Programs like this aim to give kids another option.
It scares me sometimes because I see them and I know they may not find good things to be involved with. So the after-school program can give them something.
Pulley believes it could be life-changing for the family he's raising in this rural community. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, Nash County.
The school system is working on selecting students who will be offered a spot in that program. The first day of the program is October 14th.
Covering Wake County. Tonight, you can give your input on plans to expand and renovate Crowder County Park in Apex. The county was able to buy 96 acres that will be added to the park's existing 33 acres. You can let them know what you would like to see done with the expansion. The community meeting is set for 4 this afternoon at the park's Heron Shelter.
A heads up for drivers in Moore County. 2 major roads will have lane closures today. Southern Pines wants to alert drivers that part of Highway 1 North between Pennsylvania and Midland roads will be closed for storm maintenance work. North May Street will have a lane closed in the 800 block. The town is asking people to plan accordingly when driving through town today.
The show Yellow Jackets is expanding its cast for its 3rd season. Joel McHale will guest star in the season, although specifics about his role has been kept under wraps. The Paramount Plus survival drama is currently in production, and it's expected to return sometime next year.
Angelina Jolie will get the spotlight at the 2024 Toronto International Film Festival. Jolie is being honored with the TIFF Tribute Award in Impact Media. It recognizes leadership in uniting social impact and cinema. She'll receive that award September 8th. Jolie is also in Toronto for the world premiere of her latest directorial film, Without Blood, a war drama starring Salma Hayek.
It's a concerning video for parents to see a school bus passing several cars and a tractor in a no passing zone. The answers we're pushing for from Johnson County Schools.
And a woman passes out while waiting in line at the DMV. The concerns about those long wait times as we experience temperatures in the upper 90s this week.
And the Mega Millions jackpot is growing after no one hit all the numbers last night. We'll tell you the estimated total for Friday night.